Welcome to episode 36 of the Weekly Take Podcast. Today is June 20th, 2019, the date of the 2019 NBA Draft. Thank you guys so much for joining. I am your host, Dominic Joseph, and today we're going to be talking a lot of NBA things, so get your NBA ears ready, some NFL news, but most importantly, we're going to be talking about some NBA mock drafts, our top 10, mine and my cousin's, or my cousin and I's mock drafts. Darren and I were working on these the other day, and this is who we believe will go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. So, but before that, we're going to be talking the biggest trade that has happened and shocked the NBA. AD to Los Angeles. So let's get right to it. AD goes to LA in exchange for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, a 2019 number 4 pick, and 2 other first-round picks. That 2019 fourth pick is this pick this year, on top of the pick they already have, so they have the first and fourth pick. Do I like this trade? I love this trade. I think AD could be that guy for LA. You know, LeBron has brought in guys that when he first went to the finals in Cleveland his first year with like Ilgauskas and guys like that, he was able to carry them to the finals. So if he has AD with him, he definitely has a shot at it. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, they don't have the bench. They don't need the bench. Anthony Davis is, he's the guy that, if that lineup alone is already going to be enough to stop, you got to put 2 guys on each guy, if not 3. It's going to cause a lot of disruption in the offense. And, NBA players that have a wide open shot, it's not going to matter who's on your team at that point as long as they can hit a couple, standalone shots. Anthony Davis to the LA Lakers, I think it's a fantastic trade. I like it a lot. Mike Conley leaves Memphis. Wow, this is, he doesn't leave. He got traded for Grayson Allen, Jamison Crowder, Kyle Korver, the number 23rd pick in the 2019 draft, and a 2020 or 2021 first-round pick in exchange for Mike Conley. I'm excited for Mike Conley to get out of Memphis, man. He's been in Memphis for ever. He was alongside Marc Gasol, Chandler Parsons, all these players, and I think it's really good that Mike Conley was able to actually reframe that. I'm not entirely sure of Chandler Parsons was on Memphis. I believe he was on Dallas. Do not, take that one. But Mike Conley, he's been a great centerpiece for the Memphis Grizzlies for a long time now, and I'm glad he could finally get out of there and, compete for something because Memphis is in a full rebuild mode. And he said he does not want to be part of this rebuild mode. He wants to get out of there. So they said, okay, we'll get some young guys. They got Kyle Korver and Jay Crowder, who are veterans, alongside Grayson Allen from Duke. He's going to do great over there. I think all these guys are going to get minutes that they've been trying to get for a long time now. Being on the older side of it, they're trying to, still say they could compete. But when they're on a full roster that, like Jamison Crowder, Grayson Allen, Kyle Korver were not getting minutes in Utah like they should have been. So this is a nice upgrade for Utah. It's just Utah has made the playoffs the past 3 years. They got Rudy Gobert now, Derek Favors, Donovan Mitchell, Ricky Rubio, Mike Conley. This is going to be a good team in the West, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they have a chance at winning the title because I don't know, but they very well could go, second round, maybe the conference finals if they play correctly, and maybe if Golden State is injured still, but, as soon as Clay or KD, if those guys were, stay in Golden State and they're healthy, Utah's not in the picture, so Utah's really going for gold here. Chris Middleton declines the $13 million option from the Bucks. I think Chris Middleton is just declining this in the aspect of he just wants more money. I don't think he's going to leave Milwaukee. They were the number 1 seed in the East alongside Giannis. They have Brogdon over there as well, Brook Lopez, Eric Bledsoe. They have a really good team. But, Chris Middleton is an all-star now, and he may be saying, hey, this might be my only chance to get money right now, so I probably should leave. So that's what Chris Middleton's up to. Al Horford on the eastern side of things from Boston Celtics, the center from there, does not want to be part of Boston Celtics. He wants a 3 to 4 year max deal, or not max deal, a big deal from some other team. And do I blame Al Horford for wanting to leave Boston? No, I don't, because looking at all these players and all this, bad chemistry they got there, I would definitely want to leave too. I have friends that are Boston Celtics fans, and to be honest with you, I don't know how they do it. This is a lot of drama they got going on, and San Antonio had a lot of drama the other year with Kawhi Leonard, and, you got to stay hard by your team, but, man, Al Horford, Kyrie Irving, those guys want to get out of there. What's going on there? Someone sleeping with someone's girlfriend or something, or what's going on over there, man? Chris Paul, everyone's favorite point guard. Chris Paul demanded a trade from Houston. The relationship is unsalvageable. So State Farm is probably kicking themselves in the face right now because now they have no duo to do their commercials now. They got Oscar from The Office, but, Chris Paul and James Harden can't even do commercials now. Chris Paul, I think he should leave too. Houston is not going anywhere in the West, in the West right now. Actually, that was prior to Golden State getting injured. Now they got to worry about LA. Can Houston beat LA? If it were to come up to Houston, it would be James Harden, Chris Paul, Clint Capella, Eric Gordon against LeBron, KCP, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma. Actually, yeah, the Houston Rockets have a chance at it right now to potentially win the West, but they're definitely the third team best in the West right now behind Golden State and LA. LA with Anthony Davis has just catapulted them to the top. Top two. I don't know if they're necessarily better than Golden State right now, but they LeBron and AD, let's not kid ourselves here. Chris Paul, yeah, he should go somewhere. I never really liked Chris Paul in Houston anyway. I didn't like him in LA either. I liked it when he was on Charlotte, but that was many years ago. So, yeah, Chris Paul, get out of Houston, man. Bradley Beal to New York, possibility. This does not happen. This is just a possibility. I think Bradley Beal would be cool in New York. I think he needs to leave Washington. Washington is definitely not going anywhere. John Wall and Bradley Beal, Gortat, those days are over. They were never really a day, to be honest with you. But now it's got to get out of here. And Bradley Beal, I think, has been a great guard, and I think possibly he could go to LA, but they don't have any assets to trade for him. So I think New York could have assets to get for him. That's why I think New York. So you heard it here first, June 20th, 2019, Bradley Beal to New York on Weekly Take. Kawhi not rushing free agency at all. I wouldn't either. He said he's eating desserts. He's living it up. Kawhi Leonard is living it up. He's the Finals MVP. This is his second Finals MVP on another team. He has 2 rings, one on 2 different teams. I wouldn't be rushing shit either. And also, there's this funny story about Kawhi. Nick Nurse, after falling down, after they were up 2-1 against the Bucks this Eastern Conference year, Nick Nurse was saying, we got to finish our games at home. This reminds me of the D-League when we won the championship, when we didn't win our home games and we lost. And Kawhi Leonard interrupted him and said, man, that shit's the D-League. We ain't in the D-League. He said, I'm not listening to this shit anymore, and he just walked out of the locker room. And I think that's 100% true. He should do that. Man, that's the D-League. We're not talking about the D-League. We're in the fucking NBA playoffs, man. This home court advantage shit that you're talking about in the D-League does not apply to us. I'm out of here. I fucking agree with that shit. That's some real shit right there. Kyrie has ghosted the Boston Celtics, for the past 2 weeks. This goes into another part of players not wanting to be part of Boston for some reason. Everyone loves to play in Boston, and now Kyrie has straight up ghosted the Celtics. He's definitely leaving the Celtics. It's a rather of, is he going to LA or is he going to Brooklyn? So, a lot of people are saying, well, he just signed with Rock Nation, and Kevin Durant's also part of Rock Nation, and he's in Golden State, so that necessarily doesn't mean he's going to Brooklyn, but it definitely means it could happen. I'm putting it to Brooklyn and LA. Those are the 2 chances. If he goes somewhere else, I'm going to be super surprised. Harrison Barnes is testing free agency. For you guys who do not know Harrison Barnes, he was on the 73-9 Warriors team. He was their small forward before Kevin Durant. He is testing free agency. He's been in Dallas the past 3 years. Hassan Whiteside plans to request a trade. I don't know how reputable that is from this source, but Whiteside definitely plans to request a trade and get out of Miami. That kind of caught me off guard. I always thought he was actually, it does not catch me off guard. I already changed my mind that quick. They've been kind of treating him like dirt over there in Miami. They haven't really been playing him that much. Space Jam released its lineup. LeBron James, Klay Thompson, Diana Taurasi, Damian Lillard, a whole bunch of Isaiah Thomas, I believe, is also going to be in it. They have a whole bunch of people in Space Jam, and I'm really excited to see Space Jam 2 with LeBron. So, what everyone has been waiting for, the 2019 mock draft. Let me pull that up right now for all you guys listening. So for the first pick, I personally have Zion Williamson from Duke going to the New Orleans Pelicans. I think this will be a good fit for him, and I just think he's going to go number 1. Number 2, I got R.J. Barrett from Duke. I think he's going to jump over Ja Morant from Murray State. R.J. Barrett is also from Duke. He will be going to Memphis. Ja Morant to New York Knicks. Darius Garland from Vanderbilt to New Orleans. I think the Zion Williamson and Darius Garland mixing together will be a good fit. DeAndre Hunter from Virginia to the Cavaliers. Kobe White from Phoenix, or to Phoenix. I got Cam Reddish from Duke going to Chicago. Nasir Little to Atlanta. Rui Hachimura to Washington Wizards from Gonzaga. And then I got Jackson Hayes from Texas to Atlanta. I just, these are my mock draft picks. I'm going to be posting the Adobe, the Photoshop version of it so you guys could see it in person, on a screen. This is who Darian has. And, Darian had a really good, I liked what he said. He said, the New Orleans Pelicans trade up to get the number 2 pick as well as the number 1 pick. So they trade the 4th pick. They get Zion Williamson and pair it with R.J. Barrett. And then he's got Ja Morant going to the Knicks. Darius Garland to the Memphis Grizzlies. Jarrett Culver to Cleveland. DeAndre Hunter to Phoenix. Cam Reddish to Chicago. Jackson Hayes to Atlanta. Nasir Little to Washington Wizards. And then Bull from Oregon to Atlanta. Those are Darian's picks right there, and we will be posting those onto Instagram so you guys can see and then give us our grades of what happens. Maybe Darian's things were right. Maybe New Orleans will actually trade up to get to that 1 and 2 spot. So, NFL news. I know that was a quick mock draft, but we're already in NFL news, and we got to get to this part. NFL, OBJ is off the grid. Nobody's heard from him from the Cleveland's camp. I don't get why Odell would do this. I get he's a veteran. He doesn't really have to do this camp. But when you're on a new team, you would feel like you would want to be part of the new team and make sure you're communicating with everyone and make sure you're on the same page. And maybe there's a lot of different things as receivers got to do. It's a different tree possibly. He just falls off the grid, and I just don't get that. He's acting like a baby over in Cleveland. Falcons highly likely to extend Julio. Okay, if the Falcons don't extend Julio, they're retarded, because why would you not sign Julio Jones, your number 1 receiver? It has been your number 1 receiver for the past, 6-7 years. Why wouldn't you? I know he's gonna want a payday, but you got to pay a guy like that, man. Not a lot of teams have a guy they can just throw it up to. There's Julio. You could say Amari Cooper, AB, Juju. Who else we got here? DeAndre Hopkins. You got a lot of these big players like this that, a lot of teams don't have a number 1 receiver like that. And as a Raven fan, I could definitely tell you we do not have a number 1 guy we could throw it up to like that. And a lot of teams do not as well. Stafford is ready to play through a broken back. Dude, sit down, man. Detroit is not going anywhere anytime soon. You guys need to relax. You guys are not beating the Chicago Bears. You're not beating the Minnesota Vikings, and you're not beating the Green Bay Packers. Stafford, take your time. The rest, man, don't be killing yourself. The team is just going to ship you out if you get injured. Take your time. I'm not a Detroit fan, but don't be playing through a broken back. That's some dumb shit. The Saints ready to sign Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is the number 1 receiver for the New Orleans Saints, paired with Drew Brees. Yes, you pay Michael Thomas. He is definitely going to be one of the top paid receivers. He is definitely led the league in touchdowns at times, yards at times. He's definitely a great player for the Saints to sign, and I think this is a good signing for them. But, they got to pay him and, maintain all the people they have, because eventually they're not going to have a lot of these players anymore when they have to start paying people like this. They're going to have to pay Alvin Kamara a lot of money, and they let Mark Ingram go, so they didn't have to worry about that payment. Mark Ingram is now the running back for the Ravens. And now, that's all I really got for you guys on the NFL side of things. This has been episode 36 of the Weekly Take podcast. Again, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, not Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. Those are the 7 platforms we are on. I may have repeated a couple. I'm sorry for that. But until next time, I am Dominic Joseph. Today is June 20th, 2019. And here is to Zion getting picked first. Will he get picked first? I do not know. But we will soon find out today. Anyways, have a great day.